I'm Seth Life and welcome back to the channel. For today's way back review, we've got something pretty special. We're going to be going over this DC Icons Super Sons 2-pack with Damian and John. We're going to get it open, get everything laid out, and I'll be right back. With everything out of the package, this is what we're faced with. We got 4 sets of hands for John, and 5 sets for Damian. Remember when action figures came with sets of hands, so you could have 2 hands that match each other? That was a fun time. That was a good time to exist. But so we got 2 gripping hands, 2 kind of clawed, more like grabbing, kind of relaxed hands almost. We got 2 flight hands and 2 closed fist hands for John. For Damian, we get 2 gripping hand, 2 like open hands, 2 karate chopping hands, 2 gripping hands, and 2 battering hands. And these ones are pretty cool. Each one has a set of batarangs in different positions. And then Damian comes with his staff, and John comes with a little flight stand. Overall, it's a pretty good little set of stuff. Damian clearly gets a bit more love than John, but John doesn't really need accessories, so it works. It works just fine. Now let's pull in and look at some of these figures. We pull in John first. It's got very good range of movement. I mean, it's got basically double jointed arms and knees. Got to there. Goes all the way around. And bicep swivel. Drop down hips, so he can go all the way around with his legs. Got ankle pivots, side to side, and back and forth. The head is on a ball joint. He's got to look up that much, look down quite a bit more, and it will spin all the way around. It does have an ab crunch and a diaphragm, both. Not a whole lot of movement out of the ab crunch. Back's a little bit better, but not a whole lot. Paint wise, it looks great. The S on the back, sculpt wise, torn jeans, everything on this one's feels great. You got actually got some like shading and stuff down here on the shoes. It just looks pretty good. I mean, I'm impressed. This is my first set of DC Icons figures, and I'm definitely going to be picking up some more. But yeah, so far I'm digging it. He's being a little fussy with standing, but he'll probably be on the stand anyway, so that's not that big of a deal. I don't know if he's going to stand up. We'll set him here. That's better. And we'll pull Damian in. His arms are going to be a little bit more restricted because of his style of his cape, so he only goes up to there. But he does have double jointed arms and knees. His double joints actually seem a little bit better than Damian's, or than John's. Head's the same ball pivot, ball joint. His waist cut's got a little bit more movement out of it than John's does. But Damian needs to be a little bit more flexible to keep up with Batman, so that's not too big of a deal. Paint wise, this one's missing some stuff. Like these lines here on his chest are supposed to be black. These lines on the tunic are supposed to be yellow. And overall, he's missing some details in the paint department. The sculpt's good. Everything's there. It looks great. The hood sculpted in. Overall, I give this one a 7 out of 10. He gets an 8 or 9 out of 10 because, as far as I can tell, everything's where it needs to be paint-wise. So, yeah, pretty cool little 2-pack. I want to pull in some other figures and we can take a look at them and see how they fit. These are a true 6-inch scale, so they're not really going to scale very well. But they're also kids, so being a little smaller isn't going to necessarily be a problem. Anyway, I'll pull some figures in and we can compare and see what's going on. Here they are next to the DC Universe Classics Superman and Batman. As you can see, they're quite a bit smaller. It doesn't actually work too badly with them being as young as they are. I mean, they line up pretty good in my opinion. I think if these were the only 2 DC icons you were going to get, they would work just fine in a 6.5 inch collection. But I don't know. We'll see when I get some more and see how they scale with those compared to these. But I actually don't hate how they stack up. They actually fit. They actually feel pretty solid there. Here they are with a couple of DC Direct McFarlane figures. We got the Super Friends Green Lantern on the left, and we got the New Adventures Batman on the right. These feel a little bit better size-wise, especially with the Batman. Damian and that Batman fit together pretty well size-wise, I think. And these two, this guy's a little bit shorter than the Batman, so overall, I think that works a little bit better. Not that the other didn't work, but I think this fits a little bit better. And here he is with some Marvel Legends-sized characters. On the right, over here, we have the Maximum Spidey with a custom head. And then on the left is a Omni-Man that I made out of a X-Men 97 Magneto. So he's like a little bit bigger body, but not huge. And they work fine. They work fine there. The Spider-Man works a little bit better size-wise than these two, but overall, not too bad. We're getting closer to finding Grogu's people, but we're still not small enough for him. We'll find him some friends one day. Now we have to talk about price. Normally, these guys go new in box for about $250. That seems to be about the going rate, regardless. Sometimes you'll see it a little bit cheaper, but then the shipping will knock it right back up to $250. These ones came, the box was a bit damaged. Smashed it on the side. So it wasn't quite new in box, but it came complete, and I ended up paying $150 for it. I don't know if I would pay $250 for it, unless you're a completionist and you've got everything else DC icons, and this is the one package that you don't have. It might be worth it at that point, but I basically ended up snatching it just because it was a price that you never see, and I didn't feel like I could justify passing it up. I've been wanting to get into DC icons for a while now, and I decided if I was going to pull the trigger, it was time to pull the trigger on the big ones as soon as possible. And like I said, it was just kind of a perfect timing situation. I didn't really go out looking for these, but they popped up for that $150 price, and I didn't feel like I could pass it up. So For 150, I'm in. I think 250 is a bit much for what we're getting. But, you know, if it's worth it, it's worth it. That's entirely up to you. For me, I had my opportunity, so I took it. I'm glad to add them to the collection, and I'm looking forward to getting some more of these DC icons. I've got a couple other sets coming, so I'll be sure to get a video of those up when I can. Regardless, that's about all I've got. Thanks for watching. Sith for Life out.